Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my...
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Most humans
Into the wind.
entirety of their fleeting lives chronicled in but a few short lines. Their stories really make for terribly dull reading.
Afraid?
Time to shine!
Do you not even have the courage to be afraid?
One with wind and cloud!
Is it my turn now? With leaves rising in flames! Now that's more like it. With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
I will have
Have
order!
a taste of purgatory.
Stabilize!
Into the wind.
The tides beckon.
How amusing. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
Gather!
Countless
Strike a pose! Let the world
my
come
blade is
alive!
all that remains. One with nature.
Solidify!
punishment made manifest.
This shop looks popular today. Wonder what the occasion is. Butterfly Dew Cosmetics now on sale. Huh, looks like it. Oh, Sigewinne's here too. Hey there, Sigewinne! Hello there, Traveler and Paimon. I hope you're keeping yourselves fit and— You bet we are! So anyway, what are you doing here, Sigewinne? The Duke insists I take regular vacations in the Court of Fontaine. This one just so happened to coincide with a promotion for a new skincare product, so I came over to take a look. I like to keep up with the latest industry developments when I can, to help me with my magazine articles. Wait, you write for a magazine? It's called Beautés en Fleur, and it's run by the Fontaine Beauty Association. I've done lots of articles about skincare for them, using the pen name Maritime Flower. Oh, wow! You're a Maritime Flower? If Paimon's not mistaken, you're one of the leading figures in the Fontaine Beauty Association! What's so weird about that? Everyone loves beauty! I really like this role. The staff at cosmetic shops are always so polite, and as long as I wear a big smile on my face, I always get the best customer service. Well, they sure don't want to make an enemy of the Maritime Flower. Obviously, it's because of Sigewinne's love for beauty. Still a leader of the Beauty Association? That's it. The truth is, I study this field because I cherish my own appearance. It has nothing to do with being beautiful or not. Oh, the words of a master beautician defy comprehension! Not really. Actually, Melusine aesthetics are very different from human ones. We don't view humans based on their appearance. If I had to describe our approach, I'd say it's based on cuteness. Oh! Really? Yep. Still, I really value my current appearance, and in the process of taking care of it, I've ended up learning quite a lot about skincare and stuff. It turns out, my knowledge and experience is pretty popular with beauty product lovers. It came as a big surprise to me, though. Oh, Paimon gets it now. But speaking of your appearance, how come you look human anyway? Are you like only half Melusine? Ooh, wait, sorry. That was probably really offensive, wasn't it? No, I don't mind. I'm not mixed, though. I made a decision to turn myself into this form. If you're interested, I could tell you the story. A shape-shifting story? Oh, heck yeah, of course we're interested! Once upon a time, long ago, humans rejected Melusines, and Melusines feared humans. There was one Melusine who became fascinated with human medicine, but no human wanted her help. And there was one girl who liked Melusines, so no humans would make friends with her. So, the Melazine became the girl's friend, and the girl became the Melazine's patient. Your checkup's all done. You're still in perfect health. Thank you, Dr. Melazine. In this game of doctor and patient, a friendship was born. Then, one day, the girl fell ill. The Melazine was the only doctor to arrive on time, but the adults sent her away.
Scram! Melazines can't be trusted!
So just because I'm not human, I can't save my best friend? In desperation, the Melazine approached the frightening witch. She begged and begged until she got a reply.
If you take this potion, concocted of sin, you will gain a human face and grow human limbs. But then, you will lose everything that attracted this friend of yours to you in the first place. Can you accept that?
The Melazine did not hesitate for very long. On a rainy night, a little doctor knocked on the girl's door. The doctor wore a hood and raincoat, maybe to protect her from the rain, but maybe also to hide a secret. The little doctor held the girl's hand and treated her illness, just as she had so many times before. Dawn came, and the little girl's condition improved. But the little doctor was long gone, for she knew her friend would never recognize her again. And so, since then, I've lived my life in human form. Most people who know me just think I was born this way. Ooh, a witch? A potion? Why does this sound like a fairy tale? Trust me, it's a true story. Must be the way you told it then. It just sounds so... yeah. Not every Melazine would take human form to save their human friend. Treating patients is a doctor's duty. We must always find a way, even when the going gets tough. Ugh. It's so crazy that they turned you away just because you were a Melazine. Especially when their daughter was so sick. Well, sometimes appearance can be a real barrier. But that was a long time ago. I like how I look now anyway. I run too! You're super cute this way.
Attention customers! Thank you all for waiting. Now, on behalf of our skincare partner, I'm delighted to announce that our exciting new product is now officially on sale.
Well, there we go. Let's have a look, shall we? Paimon, if you want to buy any skincare products, I'll be happy to give you some suggestions. Really? Personal advice right from a leader of the Fontaine Beauty Association?
Allow me to introduce our newest skin lotion, Butterfly Dew. I'm sure many of you have already read about this product's trials in the newspapers. To say that it improves skin quality is an understatement. This product gets its name from the way it transforms. We are thrilled to have the inventor of this fantastic product with us here today. Please welcome Mr. Rawat, a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Now, without further ado, I'll hand over to Mr. Rawat to tell you all about what Butterfly Dew can do.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Rawat, and I developed Butterfly Dew.
Wow, what a looker.
He's a researcher? Wow, he's really challenging the stereotype.
It seems that everyone is surprised by my entrance. Or should I say, my appearance. I'm well aware that researchers are generally better known for their brains than their dashing good looks. Of course, appearance is a skin-deep way of defining a person. And yet one's appearance can be a very real set of shackles, holding a person back in their life. It can rob a young person of their self-confidence when applying for a job, dissuade a young lady from approaching the one she loves. Our actions are at the mercy of our appearance, and we slowly become the very... But what if I told you that those shackles can be broken? If our appearance prevents us from changing, then let us first change our appearance itself. Wash away moles, birthmarks, and wrinkles, and they can no longer rob us of our confidence. Replace them with luster and radiance, and we shall never again hang our heads in shame. That is why Butterfly Dew exists. Its mission is to allow us to shed our pupae, undergo a complete metamorphosis, and embrace a new life.
Well, whether it actually works or not, after that speech, Paimon's already sold.
Mr. Rawat, could I...
Of course, I tried it many times while I was testing it. You can consider me a product ambassador.
Wow, then it's sure to work.
Still, I don't expect to convince you just by blowing my own trumpet. So, could I get a volunteer from the audience to try it out?
Oh, Paimon volunteers!
Oh! Ah, what an honor! It appears we have a giant of the Fontaine Beauty Association here with us. In that case, Miss Sigewinne, could we seek your most expert opinion on this product?
Sure.
Whoa, is that a maritime flower? They say she's the pickiest user of skincare products in all of Fontaine.
Here you go.
Well, it's very kind to the skin, and the absorption rate is high. Wow, now that's high praise.
I'll take one. Any discounts?
All right. Well, all that remains for me to say is, Butterfly Dew is now on sale!
Think we should buy a bottle too? Aww, really? Well, it's still good to care for your skin though, right? Paimon definitely feels kinda rough from being exposed to the elements all the time. And if you're worried about whether it's the right product for you, well, luckily for us, Sigewinne's here, so we can get...
It's an honor to receive such high praise from you. To be honest, I was also hoping you might be able to point out some flaws in the product, so I...
With most skincare products, the pros and cons only become apparent with long-term use. Yet, this one has instant benefits, improving skin quality without any obvious side effects. Don't worry though, I plan to keep using it, and I'll publish regular reviews in Beauté's Ampleur. You can read my thoughts there.
Oh, I was hoping for a more casual conversation, but you are a beauty association leader after all.
Sigewinne? Oh, excuse us, Miss Beauty Expert, but do you think this product is a good choice for me and him?
Wait, are you the renowned traveler?
That's right, and by his side, the equally...
Well, I don't normally handle custom. Butterfly Dew is made for all skin types, so no matter who you are, you can rest assured that it will be kind to your skin. If anything, it might be marginally more effective on Fontainian skin, but other than that, it works the...
Why would it work better?
In the interests of protecting my trade secrets, I'm afraid I can't answer that, Miss
Alright then.
Save yourself the trouble. I'd be greatly honored to have both of you use my product. Here.
Yay! Paimon's private fund survives!
I can see why you might think that, but please don't misunderstand. To me, finding new customers for Butterfly Dew is about meeting kindred spirits. Fellow
admirers of physical beauty. Yeesh, that's embarrassing to say.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Miss Paimon. Most people claim to desire inner virtue, but it's still physical appearance that turns their head. This is a fact of life. It's only natural for people to desire to become beautiful. And that's exactly what inspired me.
You're right. Everyone loves beauty, don't they?
Look at the time. My apologies, but I have other things to attend to. I'll leave you with these 2 bottles of Butterfly Dew, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Paimon, I'd say there's no need for you and the Traveler. Why? The quality is fine. I just think there's room for improvement. I think Really? Then why didn't you tell her what? Researchers are a very special breed of human. You can point out their flaws to their face and they won't mind very much. But if you tell them that someone else could do a better job, if I'd mentioned it, he probably wouldn't have... Fair enough. If you're interested in the more effective version, I can write up a list of ingredients for you. When you say more effective, you mean it'll make Paimon even prettier? Ooh, how can we say no? As for me, it's probably time I got back to... Alright, see you there now.
I'm buying for a friend, but I just want to check. This is
I was looking to switch up my skin. Stocks are running low, so purchase soon to avoid disappointment. Stocks are running low, so purchase soon.
Aww. Just up ahead, traveler. The ingredients for Sigewinne should be nearby.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Umbrella warfare, I guess. Ha. Umbrella warfare, I guess. Let's head to the Fortress of Mirrorpeed! Whoa, the infirmary is packed!
Please, you have to believe me. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Another me! He looked...
Got it? Okay. I've written down everything you told me. First, which finger am I holding up?
Your index finger, but I'm telling you, my mental state is
Very good. Hey there, Your Grace. It's been a while, huh?
Ah, it's you two. Indeed it has. I would offer you some tea, but I'm afraid the timing is unfortunate.
No worries. Actually, we were looking for Sigewinne. Do you, know...
This inmate came running to the guards in a panic, claiming to have seen his exact doppelganger.
A doppelganger? Doesn't that just mean someone else kinda look—
And that's what I thought when the report first reached my desk. But we've inspected our records. No one even vaguely resembles him. Considering how certain he is of what he saw, I can only surmise that he's having some mental issues. So I brought him for a medical evaluation.
Alright, very good. Take a sip of water and Evaluation complete. I couldn't find any symptoms pointing to a physical—
I see. So do you still believe there's more likely to be an issue with his mind than his—
I have to assume so for now. Psychological issues are more difficult to detect.
The rumor mill will go crazy if word of this gets out. Guards, take him to the ward for a period of observation. The Marachose Phantom has requested my cooperation on the case, otherwise I'd deal with this myself. Sorry for the trouble.
No problem, Your Grace. I'll add him to my observation list.
By the way, we have a couple of guests here who have made the trip just to see you. I imagine it must be important. You probably won't need to add them to your observation list, though.
Oh, Traveler! Hey there, Sigewinne! It's actually not that important, but—
I'll be in my office if you desperately need me. Goodbye for now.
Okay, bye-bye!
Kejar waktu, deadline.
So, Sigewinne, would you mind waiting for just a moment? I have another patient to see. Just find an empty bed and take a seat. Oh, sure!
Sigewinne, we've brought him. And he seems to have taken a turn for the worse again.
Okay, don't panic. Let's start by sitting him down here. I'm annoyed by how busy it can get for Sigewinne. Maybe now's not the time to ask for her help with skincare. Good point. Besides, it might actually be interesting to observe her at work. This could hurt, so I suggest you take a deep breath first. Did his face melt? What happened?
It's anyone's guess. His face melted off shortly after arriving at the fortress. But since he's a serious offender, he can't be allowed out for medical treatment. This is gonna be awkward. We still need to bring him to the Marachose Phantom for questioning. What if he scares them half to death? Will that be our fault?
The Marachose Phantom? Does this have something to do with the case Risley's dealing with?
Yep, it was a huge case. They bagged a few dozen crooks in one fell swoop. And this guy's the baddest apple of the bunch.
You done gawking?
Not yet. I need to check the severity of your ulcers to decide the right dosage. Don't worry. We Melusines have a very different sense of aesthetics from humans. To me, he just looked like a little kitty with—
Don't patronize me. Do I look like a kid to you? Just give me the meds and let me out of here. I already missed my cell.
Hey, lose the attitude. You dare talk back to our head nurse like that again, your days are numbered.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to apply the medication now. Look how nice Sigewinne's being. And he still talks to her like that? What a nasty piece of—
Can I leave now?
Wow, not a peep. Oh.
Thank you, Sigewinne. And I apologize for the trouble.
So, Traveler? Paimon? We did, but we don't want to interfere or anything. You're busy saving lives here. Oh, don't be silly. I agreed to it, didn't I? Just hand me the ingredients, and I'll make some time to whip it into the improved— Take a rest here if you want. Or, if you're not tired, or alternatively, is there anything we could help you with, Sage? That's right! Let us help you out! It's the least we could— Good point. Kind-hearted humans start to— Don't worry. I'll take a look at my schedule. I gotta warn you, though. It'll be tiring work. Sigewinne, what's our first mission? I found the perfect job for the traveler. First, I'd like you to lie down. What for? I need you to pretend to be sick. What? Oh, is it that difficult? I thought you did a pretty good job. Oh, so you... I sure did. He was way more interesting than the usual malingering inmates. And you played along very well, Paimon. I am so... Well, this is awkward. But why do you need us to do it again now? No time to explain. My next patient will be here any second. Please just do as I say. You can, pretend like you've got a nasty headache. And throw in some, okay.
Hey, Doc. It's me.
Well, your mother has enough on her plate with a busy job. Well, the last thing she needs is to worry about you being sick as well.
I know. I shouldn't treat the place like a playground. Shouldn't go swimming in the lower... I thought I'd be able to have some fun here at the fortress for a few days. But it's always, don't do this.
All right. Sit yourself down and I'll take your temperature. Your fever still hasn't gone down.
But Doc, it's so bitter. Do I really have to drink it? I mean, I'll be fine, right? Can't you just write me a note saying I'm on the mend? I just need something to keep my mom.
I sure can.
Huh?
Well, if you want to rely on your own immune system to clear up your fever, then you'll have to tough it out like this guy. Hang in there, traveler! Are you gonna puke? Paimon can get you a paper bag! As long as you're tough enough to get through the nausea and dizziness caused by the high fever, you'll be right as rain after just a few days' rest.
And if I'm not tough...
Hey! Wake up! Put it this way. At least you'll...
I think maybe I'll take that medicine after...
Oh, of course. Here.
It's so bitter.
All done. Great job, you two. That kid really doesn't know what's good for him. His mother's a guard here. She's been working back-to-back shifts lately. He was quite happy at first. He seemed to think that the... So you made us put on that act just to scare a kid into taking his medicine? It's a technique I learned from my teacher. Oh, you had a teacher? Was she a Melazine doctor too? She was human. Oh, no, it's fine. I really liked my teacher. She was a traveling doctor. And since she didn't have a clinic, she'd go out and visit her... She used to say, if you can scare the little brats into taking their medicine, you won't have... She sounds like a pretty strict teacher. Strict? Well, that's not how my teacher saw it. She thought of herself as terrifying. Strange way for a doctor to describe themselves. Now Paimon's... Oh, wow, yeah, okay, yep. All the children... Why does it almost sound like... Oh, because I am. If she was here, all the children would take their medicine. A doctor who looks like a witch. True, they wouldn't... Oh, me, on the other hand, it's hopeless. Children aren't afraid of me at all. That's actually a good thing, you know? Oh, my next patient should be arriving now. Sure thing, Is it nice? Well, thanks to you two, Should we get some rest? It's getting pretty late. Oh, there is one last thing. I have to keep it confidential. Well, it's fine. You're not living here anymore, so it's okay if you know. Wait, you mean those? How? My patients refuse to eat any healthy meals I prepare in front of them. So I have to prep the... Considering even the chef's version makes people uneasy, it really makes you wonder what's in... You want to find out? I can teach you how to make it. That way, if you ever suffer from The ingredients are ready. Now, put them on the table, and first we add this special slime condensate. Stir thoroughly. Yeah, it really does! Next up, xenochromatic crystals. You want to crush them up into a fine powder, like Wait, are those from Fondor aberrants? Are you sure they're edible? Finally, we'll need some high-protein meat. Frogs are an excellent choice. You just need to clean their innards, and then you'll... Oh! And we're done. Oh, that's yesterday in the production zone. I noticed an inmate who's been working for 2 days straight. Sigewinne really does have the inmates, but...
Head nurse. Got some extras for me?
Just the one today. The serial number's on the lid.
Sounds good. I'll make sure it...
Sounds like they're talking in... Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I only wish I could do more. You work so hard for...
That won't do.
All right. Nurse's orders.
Well, I'm done with work for today. Seems like the guards and staff here have a lot of respect for you, Sigewinne. In just one day of helping you with your work?
Head nurse, please, wait. I'm sorry to disturb you this late at night, but I think you'll agree. This is urgent.
Okay.
The guard at the observation ward, Odilon, he told me to pass on a message to you. One of the inmates there?
You were right to tell me. I'll have to examine him and make sure he's well before we... Looks like we've got one job as medical assistants left. We'll come...
Head nurse, you're finally here. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you. After giving it some thought, I'm sure that I was probably just seeing things. Stress-related,
I totally understand. Still, I have to give you an examination before I can discharge you, okay?
Again, so sorry. I was in such a state this morning.
Oh, not at all. It's a lot to remember. First up, we have a little cognitive test. Just concentrate and you'll be fine. To start with, which finger am I holding up?
Your pinky.
All right, all indicated. So it was a stress-induced hallucination after... Well, we've certainly had previous cases of mental illness caused by overwork, which is why I carefully observe everyone in the...
Please, head nurse, you shouldn't blame yourself. I'm just still adapting, that's all. Pushed myself too hard, and I guess thanks for looking after me. I'll be as good as new after a good night's sleep. And if you can give me the okay, I know I'll sleep better back in my good old dorm.
It can be difficult to relax in an unfamiliar environment. All right then, you can leave the ward. I suggest you take 2 days off to focus on your recovery.
Great. I can't thank you enough, Head.
Mr. Odilon, could you...
Of course. I'm on guard duty in the administrative area tonight.
Guess you're finally done for the day now, huh? Yep. But I still haven't gotten... Oh, no rush! Seriously, it's super late now. Well, tomorrow it is then. Oh, don't you worry. We will. After a productive day of work, yeah, sleep tight, Sigewinne. See you tomorrow. I'm really...
Follow the wind.
Oh, how's the infirmary even busier than yesterday? Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. I have a few people here for a checkup, so... No problem. Anything we... There's a bit of a complicated situation here. I'm still getting to the bottom of it myself.
You have to believe me. I'm telling the truth.
You're in a medical facility. Keep it down.
Please, listen to me. I'm not Gascon. I'm Uri.
You're a horrible liar, you know that? We get all your mugshots with the arrest warrants. It's clear as day that you're Gascon.
You mean because of the way I look? I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this. Then you guys dragged me in here for an interrogation.
I brought you here to figure out what's going on. If you truly are the victim of an injustice, yelling isn't going to achieve anything.
All right. I get it.
This is nuts. Yesterday's interrogation...
Morning, Your Grace. What's going on?
Remember the case I mentioned yesterday? The one brought to me by the Marechaussee Phantom? Well, we've been questioning the inmates involved this morning. Every single...
That's even weirder than what that guy was saying yesterday.
The thing is, none of them have been able to provide any evidence whatsoever to support their claims. Questioning them further got us nowhere, so for now, we've brought them to the infirmary.
And we thought yesterday was as busy as it got for Sigewinne.
We've compiled their statements. Have a look. Perhaps there's something we missed.
Wait.
Release? Interesting. The inmates they spoke of in their statements appear to all be due for release today.
I noticed that too. If that's their plan, they're underestimating us a little. Every serious offender claims that there's someone else who just...
All the more reason to be cautious. Lumberzar, check the release list for today and make sure no one gets processed. We're gonna need an excuse, though. Just say we're out of forms.
I'm on it.
It's conceivable that our group of serious offenders somehow found a way to switch places with inmates who are about to be released.
We did consider that possibility. But I mean, just look at them. They match the warrants, period.
Only if they're dead ringers for the inmates due for release, I suppose. I gave you that name list yesterday to assist in your investigation. Did that help?
Yes, the inmates' mugshots were attached to the list. The first thing I did was check for lookalikes. The only other thing that stands out to me is that their voices sound a little different today.
Oh, really? What does our head nurse make of all of this?
Give me a moment. I think I have a way to confirm whether there's been a switch. I know, it's not time to change your dressing yet, but please bear with me. Huh? Isn't that the guy from yesterday? This should be Honoré. He has very severe facial ulcers, which require an operation in the hospital at the Court of Fontaine. I authorized him to leave the fortress for medical treatment.
Yes, like I told you. I'm not Putton. I'm Honoré.
So there has been a swap. Well, I can see what happened in Putton's case. But how do you explain the other inmates?
No, I believe it was their faces that got switched. The method is a bit like replacing a tooth. Take the bad tooth out, put a false one in. Traveler, Paimon, do you remember Eric from the other day?
Yeah, sure do.
Then you can be my witnesses. To start with, please fetch the inmate who claims to be Eric. So, you're Eric?
Yes, head nurse. It's me. You do believe me, right?
I need to do another examination on you.
All right. It's the cognition test first, right? So
Now, try to recall if you can. The last time...
I believe it was your index finger.
But that means...
Huh?
So basically, last night the Eric who said he saw another him suddenly recovered and applied to leave the observation ward. Sigewinne did another test before letting him leave, but that time she held up her pinky finger.
Huh? I don't know about any test last night. There was nothing to do in the observation ward, so I went straight to bed. Then I somehow woke up in a...
Well, in that case, there is a reasonable explanation for the strange events of the past 2 days.
So, what exactly happened?
The gang of serious offenders wanted to break out of prison, so they identified a group of scapegoats, namely inmates whose terms were almost up. And last night, when Odilon was on duty, they ambushed him and had one of their group switch appearances with him using their face-swapping method. Then, once all the other inmates were asleep, Odilon spent... However, they made one mistake. Henri changed his appearance to match Eric's earlier than he should have done. It ended up being real. Eric came to the guards for help, but we didn't know then what we know now. So we put it down to hallucination and sent him to the observation. However, since one of the gang members was posing as a guard, they simply changed real Eric's appearance and had their Eric take his place.
Right, because I put Eric on the observation list by then, and no inmates on that list can be processed for departure until I've discharged them.
Hence why the imposters had to pull that little stunt to get fake Eric off the list.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
Well, I can't fault the reasoning. But I'm afraid that we ruled out the possibility of face switching very...
Criminals altering their facial appearance to commit crimes is nothing new. In fact, one of the explicit duties of the Malazines and the Marechaussee, we carefully examined all the suspects, and there is no evidence that any means of disguise were used in the...
So far, it seems more likely that the gang stole documentation belonging to the inmates due for release.
Actually, there is a potion that can completely change someone's appearance. If they use that, even a Malazine wouldn't be able to detect it.
A shape-shifting potion?
Forgive me, head nurse, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it. If such a potion truly existed, it would jeopardize our entire investigative process at the
Yes, I am.
But...
Please, trust me in my professional opinion as an experienced clinician.
At the same time, without any solid evidence, it's pure speculation. If we can round up all the inmates Yep.
Okay. Well, it was our negligence that meant we had to come and conduct these post-internment interrogations. And I know...
Your Grace, bad news. I paused the releases like you asked, but we were too late. I checked the list, and sure enough...
2 hours ago? That's before today's interrogations.
So there really was a switch after all.
We should be able to catch up with them if we...
Not if that potion is real. They can just switch faces again after leaving the fortress. And if the Marechaussee's Malazines can't even spot them...
Yikes! So we're at a complete dead end!
Well, technically there is one more lead. We were only able to arrest this gang thanks to the help of a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. I believe his name is Rawat.
Oh? Rawat? Isn't that the handsome guy we met at that skincare?
Handsome? Maybe from a human. One of the crimes this gang is charged with is the manufacture and sale of illicit drugs. According to Mr. Rawat, they appear to have stolen technology. At first, he thought it was a typical case of intellectual property infringement, and he tried to negotiate with them. But once he discovered their criminal thanks to his report, we were able to swoop in and arrest them all.
What a hero! But that took—
No doubt. This is worth following up on. As the one who snitched on them, it's highly likely that Rawat will be targeted. That aside, since he's negotiated with them in person before...
Understood, Your Grace. My team and I will head to the Fontaine Research Institute right away. In the meantime,
Of course.
Miss Morgan, I'd like to come along and help. Well, I'm the one who discharged the fake Eric last night.
Don't say that, head nurse. Your focus was on the inmate's health, and rightly so.
I also have a more personal reason. Cotton is a patient of mine, and if I don't get a new batch of medicine to him in time, his condition will get much worse.
Look, head nurse, I completely understand where you're coming from. But arresting criminals is...
Don't worry.
You say that.
If I may, Miss Morgan, Sigewinne is the one who raised the potion hypothesis, and I'm sure she has far more expertise on the topic than your team. And if you really are worried for her safety, then... there you go, right on cue. Knew I could count on you.
Okay. Well, since this plan has the Duke's blessing...
Clear weather all around brightens the heart.
Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're here on urgent business.
The marsh is a phantom. Let me guess, you're investigating some more illegal research?
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher. Do you know where we might...
What? He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers...
Just a handful? Paimon figured he'd be the...
Well, I guess you could say he's popular, at least on a superficial level. He's blessed with good... But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single deep conversation about his...
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion.
I don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike...
Really? Paimon couldn't tell. Must be a Melusine perception thing.
Okay, we should talk with his acquaintances. But we also need to check...
Sure thing. We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Sigewinne. Excuse us, are you Audrey?
That's me. What is it?
Are you close friends with Rawat? We're trying to find out where he is.
Close friends? You mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I doubt I'm the first or last at the Institute to make that mistake. Why would you single me out as a close friend? I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being surrounded by...
Okay.
Why would I know where he's at? I barely know him, and he probably doesn't...
Ugh, this is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else?
I think she knows Rawat better than she cares to admit. Maybe, but we're not going to get much out of her while she's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's what you mean.
It's curable?
Oh, we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat. Oh, by this point, he could be in
danger. Wait, why are you looking for him again?
Oh, that's right, yeah! The Marechaussee Phantom.
What? How has this happened? He seemed fine when I left.
Oh, I see. Well, do you have any thoughts on where he might be
Okay, but this is purely out of concern for his safety. If he's not at the Institute, he might be at his... I heard she raised him alone, that they had it pretty tough financially, and these days she's housebound due to illness. He makes
Oh, okay.
Nope, sorry. I only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in conversation once. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe that was a stupid idea, but did he really have to yell at me for it? It's like, fine, unbelievable. These guys only want to show you they're charming.
Looks like her love syndrome is flaring up again.
We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the Marechaussee officers when we regroup.
Cool, sounds like... Hey there, are you in Teep?
What do you want?
We're here to ask about Rawat. Any idea where he might be? We were...
Close? Not sure that's the word I'd use. He wouldn't even let me use his patent.
Huh?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him. I don't know where he's at. Go.
Would the patent in question happen to be...
Yeah, kinda. Butterfly do, or...
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Keep going.
Most of the other researchers here focus on mechanics, energy, stuff like... But I'm studying coatings. There's a huge overlap in our areas of research. I bought his product once, and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications in coat... Don't get me wrong. I had no intention of plagiarizing his work. I was hoping to get official permission to use his findings in my own research, but despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3...
So is Rawat antisocial, or is this guy well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any info.
Wait, 1 second. Mr. Antine, next time you go shopping, you should buy some Buell fruits.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but are you Bertram?
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Marechaussee Phantom with an investigation. We'd like to ask you...
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out we don't...
Oh, yeah?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort of higher purpose. You won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first. Also, he has better control over who gets which intellectual property rights. Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor, I don't need to work with him.
So that's what we're watching.
We'd still like to know where to find him. Is that something...
Wait, you're... Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meropide. Alright, then I'm happy to help you if I can.
Wow, turns out Sigewinne's got some real...
Thing is, I have no real way of knowing where he might be. I stopped work, but if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers. There's a few he meets with.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business. The little I overheard was about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs.
Drugs? Doesn't he work with skincare?
Who knows? I never cared to find out.
Thank you.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Well, that's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to the meetup point. You know, Hyman started out thinking Rawat was a handsome researcher with a friendly and cheerful...
So, what's your view?
I handsome researcher who's difficult upper.
So your thoughts about his appearance?
Well, his looks are kind of a big deal. At least in Paimon's opinion. How did such a handsome guy end up being...
You can't judge a person solely...
Head nurse. Traveler. I assume...
Bertram mentioned Rawat's involvement with some pharmaceutical...
Since he was a whistleblower on such a huge case, I ran a background check on him.
How strange. If he was so focused on commercializing his research, and if maybe he and his business partners needed to avoid public...
You think he may have colluded with the gang? Well...
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though?
Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already, but they'll still try to hide the fact that they eat too many...
I saw him when he came to make his report, and I certainly didn't get the feeling that he was the type to collude with... You mentioned that he comes from a poor family. So, it's possible that the criminals approached by the time he discovered who they really were. He was in too deep. They had leverage on him, so he would...
That does make a lot of sense. It would definitely explain... No wonder he's so unsociable. He must be on edge all the time with a gang of crooks breathing down his neck.
In that case, the situation could be worse than we thought. If Rawat was working with the escaped inmates, they're sure to know more about his whereabouts than us.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, he was last seen
2 days ago. So he went missing.
That was the same day he reported the criminals, too.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance.
Yeah, he must have been worried that they...
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only...
Yep. When you register a brand, the Court of Fontaine requires you to provide a legal address.
Okay, then...
Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Gather! Good charge!
This one's got your name on it. That's not.
Gonna be epic.
This one's got your name on it. Hiya! That's not. Ha! Hey there!
All right, this should be the house.
Okay.
Sounds like whoever's inside has restricted mobility. Oh, it seems serious.
Break the door down?
No, I'll handle it. Let the expert deal with it. There'll be a... Calm down. Deep breaths. Remember your training. Control your strength. And... it's open.
Seath, take a few people and lie in wait. Keep your eyes peeled for any activity around the house. The Traveler, head nurse...
Oh, there! On the bed, there's an old lady. That's gotta be Rawat's mother.
We could try, but she is very ill.
Well, doesn't look like Rawat's here.
Yep. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if you're Rawat's mother? Hard of hearing, perhaps. Does anyone have a picture of Rawat?
I have one here.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am. Is this your...
Looks like this isn't gonna...
Well, looks like...
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here?
Maybe. But if so...
Yes, so?
I suggest we all return there now. We found a good amount of useful information. The first...
Sorry, officer, but could I stay here for a while? This patient...
Of course. Traveler, stay with the head nurse. You're tech...
Also, I'd like some Marechaussee members to stay as well, and...
Why's that?
If Rawat knows how serious his mother's...
Got it. Okay. I'll tell the squad members in hiding.
Thanks for helping me out yet again, Traveler and Paimon.
No problem. But when you...
Yes.
Oh.
Let me take care of a few things first. Could you pass...
Yeah, of course.
I can tell that her family has tried a lot of different treatment methods, including some very expensive medicines. Unfortunately...
Sigewinne, I'm on Bet's...
Yes, in Melizine's eyes, a human's birth, aging, sickness, and death are... But human medicine can defy that law to some extent. In that sense, it is a science of miracles, but it was only after I truly became a doctor that I realized miracles don't always happen. Even the greatest doctors cannot cure all diseases.
Sigewinne.
Don't worry about me, Paimon. A doctor's duty is not to cure all diseases. At the very least, I can lower her fever. That way she'll suffer less. And she might even be...
Yeah. All the more reason to find Rawat as soon as possible.
Oh, her fever is getting worse. Could I...
Sure, we're on the case.
Found the hot water?
Sure did. Now, judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab.
Oh, that's great news. The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection. Are you feeling better now? It's all right.
Thank you.
No, don't look the...
I will have order. Press the advantage! Pull in!
Going in! This one's got your name on it! Feeling lucky? It's Officer Morgan!
We came as soon as we heard the news. can't believe we were...
Don't blame yourself. There's a mechanical door over here. Hopefully...
It's open. Let's go in.
How did they get in here? Captain, up ahead! Those look like our fugitives!
So they found this place too? Don't let any of them escape!
Silence! Another test subject. Ice my hair. Picked the wrong test subject.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for.
So these guys were just the look-
The Marashose Phantom! How did they find-
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress.
That's right, I'm on your side. The Duke sent me. What's the matter?
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all field work until you...
Well, you know...
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter. The real Mr. Odilon has no recent health issues.
What?
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all! DuPont, stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit.
Got it.
So many jars. Was this some sort of production facility?
This scent, it's probably the ingredients used to make...
How come they're all empty? Did it sell so well that he ran out of supplies?
How strange. Why would Rawat choose to manufacture a popular product like that in such a difficult-to-reach location, given our suspicion that he may have been coerced into the illegal drug trade? I would've...
Perhaps Butterfly Dew is its...
Do you have any evidence for that?
No, just a guess. We need to find Rawat as soon as possible.
Understood.
we're gonna get this door open. Let's find another way around. This one's closed too. What's with those carts and tracks? Oh, maybe it's one of those doors that opens when it senses cargo passing through. There's a loaded cart right over there. Let's bring it to the door and give it a try.
Into the wind.
Show our new face! This room's much smaller than the others. Judging by the implements on the table, this looks like a potion-making lab.
Head nurse! Over here.
Let's see. Huh? Robot's perhaps they stripped him down. Yikes, Sigewinne, where did that come from?
Oh, what a tragic way to go.
There's a path leading further on, Officer Morgan.
You're telling us that within a day, our faces are going to rot like yours?
Fontanian physiology changed dramatically after that great flood, and it's not as compatible with this face-changing solution as before.
Why didn't you say anything before we—
Look, my plan got you all out of prison, didn't it? You'd have much bigger problems to worry about right now if the Marshal Say Phantom found out about your other crimes.
You're just lucky we didn't leave you in there after you disappeared on us with no warning. We only let it slide because we're former partners.
And partners? Make no mistake, each of us is only looking out for himself. You hid things from me too. Remember how you each had a—
Oh, and you didn't have a secret spare? Then do you want to explain how you melted your face?
Guys, that's enough. Calm down. It is what it is. What's the plan, Parton? I'm assuming you brought us here for a reason?
There is no plan. We followed him here on the promise of more juice. But it turns out, besides, what does it matter now anyway? He already said, even if we did get our hands on more of that stuff—
I said enough arguing! Parton?
The most practical solution is to continue—
Are you kidding me? This stuff was hard enough to get a hold of even when we had a supply. Now you're asking us to use it like skin lotion, after the flood all but wiped the supply?
Well, there is another option. But you'll have to make a deal with me first.
Okay, now we're talking.
I have a document I took from that researcher that details how to make a replacement. Just give me one bottle of— What's the problem? I thought you always kept reserves. Or do you really just have one spare bottle each?
What do you think? That we were shipping them into the fortress of Meripede by the basket load?
Well then, say hello to never showing your marred face.
I've heard enough! Get him!
Freeze! Marshal Say Phantom!
What? Who let them in?
Officer Morgan, before anything else, please find out Rawat's status.
Rawat?
I don't see him. Hand—
Spare us your condescending attempts to coax us back to our cells. You—
Parton?
Arrest them all! Don't let—
Stabilize! This is order!
Floaty Lottie!
One with nature.
Strike a pose! I swear, it's for medical research!
Solidify! Bow your head.
Huh. Gotta say, I never expected to see the head nurse in combat.
Some patients respond better to a more aggressive treatment plan.
Captain, we finished the head count. Potton's missing.
Over there! The door's closed!
One group trying to arrest me, another trying to hunt me down. Good. I gotta kill two birds with one stone.
How did he get up there?
Don't waste your energy. I already sealed.
How naive. We have more people outside. If we're not back out by the agreed time—
Well then, you'd better hope they get here in time.
There's some kind of gas leaking from the pipes.
This is our distribution center, where we store the product derived from our source. The pipe network here was designed to emit a gas.
Why would you do this? Your partners are here too.
Oh, please. If they can't supply what I need, they're of no further use to me. Besides, I can't have them exposing my—
He's a maniac! Come on, we gotta find a way to open that door!
Go ahead. Struggle in vain. Once the last of you croaks—
Are you sure you're ready to leave, Potton? You haven't changed your dressing today.
You can't cure my face. Just give up.
And what if I could?
Nice try. You're just trying to stall me. Don't you worry about me. I'll find a way to cure my face once I get out of here.
Oh, I doubt it. After all, Fontanians can no longer dissolve in primordial seawater.
What the—
The key component of the face-changing potion is the fluid left behind by dissolved Fontanians. It might look like ordinary water, but it has some unique elements in it. Before the flood, all Fontanians were Oceanids, physiologically speaking. A potion made from that fluid could dissolve and reconstruct the face of a Fontanian in much the same way as hydroidolins change form. Theoretically, it could give someone any appearance they wished. But since the flood, Fontanians have become true humans. They can no longer provide the source material for this potion, nor reap its benefits.
Are you saying this potion is made from Fontanians dissolved with primordial sea?
How could you know all of this? No, wait.
It also means that I have a formula you're unaware of.
I might get to make a deal today after all. Alright, keep talking.
Oh, it's not a formula, but a finished product. I have a bottle of it right here.
What?
When I tried Rawat's skincare product, I noticed it had a certain special component in it. So I'm guessing his skincare lotion contains the fruits of...
Huh. Impressive guesswork. Yeah, we were... But it only contains a tiny amount of the active ingredient.
Well, I found a way to reverse the dilution process, giving the skincare lotion a similar effect.
That's impossible.
If I tell you some of the ingredients, I think you can figure it out. First, you need to combine
tainted hydrophantasms and transoceanic pearls.
So? Can't...
Sounds good to me. There's a delivery pipeline beneath this window. Drop the potion in.
Nope, not trusting you that easily. You're like those naughty kids who try to hide their illness. Open the sluice gate first.
Even if you're not bluffing, your potion won't cure my face permanently. I'm not closing the valve this time.
Fine, then I'll just stand here with the potion in my hand. And when I faint from the poison, I'll drop it and it'll be destroyed.
No.
It's open!
Disable that sluice gate! Jam it!
That's more like it.
Head nurse, there's too much poison gas in here. We have to leave, now!
That was too close. That button is a real...
Oh, don't be too quick to sit down. Moving around a little will help. Same goes for you,
Flying fast is pretty tiring too, actually. Anyway, that's not important right now.
Shame I ended up giving the improved version of Potten after
No, please don't. Paimon doesn't want to use that stuff anymore. Yeah, Paimon...
Head nurse, I've done a final head count of our team and the criminals. It's a shame that we didn't find Rawat.
What a horrible bunch. Especially that...
No, we wouldn't. I always keep a whole bunch of antidotes on me for emergencies. And one of the...
What? Then why did...
If this is true, I must concur. If he changes his appearance and flees Fontaine, it's unlikely that we'll ever find him.
No, you don't understand. I gave him the potion precisely...
What do you mean?
We gotta hurry. She won't last much longer.
Shower me with praise!
of a muscle. I might be short, but I pack a mean punch. Captain, you're just in time. While I was lying in wait, I spotted this crook snooping around, trying to find...
Oh.
Are you... Potton?
What?
This is how Potton looked before his face was marred. Wait,
so what's going on? Wasn't the whole point of the potion to disguise himself and escape Fontaine? Why would he change...
Enough of this nonsense! Let me in!
You better pipe down. There's an old lady in there who's very sick.
To heck with it. Listen to me. I'm Rawat. That's my mother and...
He's gotta be lying, right? Rawat was a victim in all this.
Forced against his will. Heck, when I was being coerced, everyone thought I was colluding of my own free will. Amazing what a difference a handsome face makes.
Save us the speech.
You want an explanation? Fine. I'll tell it how it is. When I was just Potton, the whole world treated me with contempt.
Ew. What do you want? Get away from me.
Women despise me.
Collaborate? You don't look like much of a researcher to me.
My peers scorned me.
Mr. Potton, was it? I'm most interested in your research. Consider my offer carefully. I doubt you'll find other investment opportunities.
Only villains would work with
you. Want out of the game? Forget about it. Turns out, I slipped up a little. Left your picture with some Mara Chaussee Phantom officers. So I suggest you put any thoughts of running away to rest. If you get caught by the guards...
There was no way out for me until I could stop being...
Mr. Rawat, I have something I'd like to tell you.
I became popular with
This new potion you developed is fascinating. Genius, in fact. Would you consider working with me?
My peers looked up to me.
I'm very interested in your research, sir. You must no doubt have offers from countless investors
And the villains even began to fear me. Becoming Rawat showed me what a superficial world we live in. But I did not hold a grudge. After all, this superficiality could be made to... Or so I thought. But alas, the world seemed bent on finding a reason to make me despise it. Mother, I'm back. How are you doing?
Who are you?
I bought the best medicine Mora could buy, but nothing would cure her illness. In the end, I hoped she'd at least be able to see her son one last time before she passed, but when everyone else rejected me, the only person who cared about me was my mother.
I have to let her see me again. Even if it means donning my own wretched... Well, is that enough explaining for you? Now do you...
Have you ever considered if you'll even be able to look your mother? You found a way to completely change your identity. You could easily have escaped from them.
Why would I want to give up on such a lucrative business? The profits were dozens of times that of the synth business, and it...
So you kept being a villain just for the money?
Villain? By what standard? You have no right to judge me! You're all just fake people living in a hypocritical world!
You're a villain to the core, but especially that tongue.
Honestly, I don't see a villain when I look at your current face either.
Don't humor me. You don't seem surprised by my confession in the least.
I didn't know anything for sure until you chose to take that potion bottle and spare our lives. But I had to confirm my suspicions. That's why I chose to join this
Are you kidding me? A young, promising researcher and a wretched crimp?
Well, there were no visual clues. This potion's face-changing effects are there, but I believe I understand humanity a little better than most of my kind. Humans have certain
fundamental qualities, huh? Most people probably don't know this, but I think I can guess what your deal is. Melusine, you use it yourself, didn't you? That's why you have a human appearance.
Sigewinne? Yes, you're right.
I'll bet it was back in the days when Melusines were discriminated against because of their appearance. Who was either carry on living in the gutters as part of an alien race cast out by humanity, or become the head nurse of the Fortress of Meripede. So you see, you and I were the same.
That's not important right now. You came here to see your mother, didn't you?
Huh?
Head nurse, I'm not...
Don't worry. Back in the warehouse, when I traded the potion for our lot, he was willing to risk sacrificing his only chance of escaping capture by opening the gate in exchange for the potion. Also, he could see...
I see.
So before you arrest him, please allow him to see his mother one last time.
All right. I understand.
Mom? It's me, Potton, your son. Mom!
I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. I examined your mother last...
What?
Your appearance no longer has any bearing on her ability to recognize you. But...
No, it can't be. Please, Mom, open your eyes. I've done so much to get to this point. No.
The temperature of his palm must have changed. I'm sorry. It seems I couldn't bring him back to you after all.
It's you?
Of course.
Mom! Why will you answer her?
No more questions, Potton.
Mom!
I'm sorry to say this, Potton.
Everyone! The sale of our new skincare product.
Another skincare promotion! And it's selling as fast as last time. Wonder what... Oh, Sigewinne's here too! Hey, Sigewinne! Oh, Traveler Paimon, hello! Oh, I hope you two got a good rest, yes?
Of course! Nurse's orders, right? Anyway, are you here to take notes for your next article? Actually, I'm mostly here to help Officer Morgan.
Ah, that reminds Paimon.
That stuff's sold like Nope, there's nothing to worry about. Unless modified, Butterfly Dew is an excellent skincare product. Besides, officers have already retrieved all Butterfly Dew purchased on the market. Now it's just a matter of disposal. After consulting Monsieur Nervulette, I came up with a way to neutralize any harmful effects. So it'll evaporate naturally, without polluting water or soil.
Wow, it's Sigewinne to the rescue again!
Thank you for serving as our consultant, head nurse. All the Butterfly Dew we recovered has been disposed of, according...
Great! Good job, everyone!
Also, you mentioned you wanted a copy of Rawat's interrogation records. After he saw his mother for the last time, it was like all his mental defenses came crashing down. Apparently, the formula was something he discovered by chance while helping the criminal gang produce synth. Their supplier was Vache. But you could also argue that they were the ones doing him a favor. It made for a seamless collaboration. One man's trash was another...
Vache again, huh?
Make no mistake. The crimes of Vache and his accomplices will come to an end. Since the flood cut off their supply of primordial seawater, they've been forced to resort to riskier methods. After receiving numerous reports, we were able to zero in on the...
That sounds more like it!
Based on what he told us in his confession, we pretty much had him backed into a corner. Even though he made a point of distancing himself, he tried to throw us off his tail by reporting his accomplices, giving him enough time to transform back into... But there was one thing he hadn't anticipated. Even though Potton had been missing for a long time.
So he tried this once before, huh?
As he really did want his... Looking at the interrogation records, it seems like he spent the first sum of money he earned as...
Yes, which is why I suspect that his initial motive for using the potion was not personal greed. Even so, he went too far.
I understand. Why did you want them anyway?
Patton was one of my patients, so I need to put together a medical file for him. My teacher always...
Why are you still treating him like your patient? Isn't he kind of beyond...
That may be true, but a patient is a patient.
One last thing, head nurse. Please, it would be for the best if most of Fontaine knows nothing of its existence.
Of course.
Thank you for...
So, Sigewinne, did you really use that potion yourself?
Why do you sound so surprised, Paimon? I told you all about it.
You mean that story about the witch and the potion? So it was really, actually, genuinely a true story?
Yes, it really, actually, genuinely was.
But...
I know. There are some secrets I can't tell anyone about. But considering everything we've been through together, I know I can trust you with them. Before I tell you, though, could you follow me somewhere?
Of course! They're here too!
Good to see you, traveler. Paimon. I trust all has been going well for you. Big news, everyone. The Udex is out of his office on important business.
Is that genuinely something people would consider big?
Why wouldn't they? Important business is a big deal.
Yes, you're quite right. When someone you care about requires emotional support, being there for them at the right time and place is of the utmost. After reading the Maréchal Phantom's reports, I had a feeling a tribute.
Take note. That, my friends, is how Monsieur Neuvillette shows that he cares. We're both here for the same purpose, actually. To accompany Sigewinne as she pays her...
So the old friend she mentioned was her teacher then? The witch? Oh, sorry. Paimon didn't mean to be rude. It's only because
I doubt she considers that title to be offensive, Paimon.
Indeed. In fact, I believe Sigewinne would take it as a sign of affection. She has spoken of this doctor on many occasions. In those days, many people harbored prejudices against Melusines. She was the only teacher willing to take Sigewinne on as a student.
Wow. It's really nice of you two to be here for Sigewinne.
A younger colleague. Well, that might be true for the Udex, but I'm not sure I could say the same. Sigewinne served a sentence in the fortress of Meripede hundreds of years ago, and after she did her time, she decided to stick around. She's, strictly speaking, the head nurse has been around longer than most people in the fortress, myself included. Pretty sure that makes me the young...
She served a sentence?
Yes. Long before I became Udex, there was an ancient law in Fontaine that prohibited any attempt. Initially, I and most researchers believed this law to have been imposed due to ethic, but now, it seems more likely that the law was nothing more than an insurance policy, a way for Egeria to ensure that her people would remain insulated.
Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Sigewinne had her reasons for choosing to obtain a human form, but the...
Could you tell us a little bit more about what happened?
Certainly. Sigewinne does not object to her close friends learning about her history.
Even with their daughter so ill, they kicked you out? Stubborn as always. Shame that I don't have the energy to get over there. You're laughable, you old witch.
Master...
I discovered a strange disease, one I suspect that every Fontanian suffers from. I had no choice but to experiment on myself to find a cure. But
then, I'll find a cure for you, and then you can go cure her.
There's no need. As I said before, A doctor's duty is to treat whatever ailments they can.
I know, but they don't trust me.
That girl.
I'll do whatever it...
Even if it means breaking the law.
As long as I don't hurt anyone.
Then I shall make one more final gamble. And Seema, if I am able to work this miracle, then I will have found a way to save all Valhalla. If not, then it means there is one more disease in this world that I cannot treat. I will leave you a parting gift. An accidental discovery happened upon through my...
When Sigewinne returned, she found a potion bottle and a note on the table. After using the potion as instructed, she gained her current, and after I had confirmed the veracity of the events...
So that's what happened.
I fear Sigewinne only understood the full story after the When I reflected on all this with that knowledge in hand, I felt a deep sense of regret. After the final details of the events surrounding Sigewinne's transformation came to light, I checked...
Wonder how she feels.
Since she invited you here, I imagine she intends to speak of these matters with you, no?
You're here. The old friend I mentioned was my teacher. When she passed, her body was nowhere. Sigewinne, the witch who gave you the magic potion. Sounds like after learning the truth, it must have been hard to Well, to be honest, after I realized what she was planning to sacrifice, that's just who she was. If lying is what it took to get a kid to take their medicine, then that's alright, but what? I broke the law, simple as that. True. It's just the way you're not like him at all, and everything and yet, you were still convicted and thrown in prison. Unfair? I happen to think just the opposite. If I hadn't served that... Well, what makes you say that? I knew you'd be curious.
Ay, lama sekali.
The verdict came down. This Melusine is guilty. The Iudex defended the authority of Fontaine law, but he did not confiscate the Melusine's medical kit. And so, the Fortress of Meripede gained a new little doctor. She still wore her hood and raincoat, even though it never rained in the fortress. Perhaps thanks to her human appearance, no one refused her treatment. She treated more and more patients, and her sentence grew ever shorter. Finally, the people of the fortress could not live without her, and though her sentence ended, she did not leave them either. Then one day, she received an invitation from the outside world. The location seemed familiar, and when she arrived, an old lady was waiting for her. She saw right through the Melusine's disguise, but didn't reveal it. Instead, she asked a question.
Tell me, why do you think you gained the respect of so many people, despite being a Melusine?
Because I look like a human?
It's been 50 years, Sigewinne, and you haven't aged a day. I think everyone knows you are not human. I finally found you, after all these years. I still remember, you know. It was you who saved me that night.
But how? I was no longer a Melusine by then.
Does it really matter if you're human or Melusine? I remember the warmth of your palm. It's quite unmistakable. And you know what? It hasn't changed one bit. You don't have to hide anymore, Sigewinne. These days, everyone wants to make friends with Melusines. And I think that it's all because of you. I'm sorry I couldn't say this until now, but thank you, Dr. Melusine.
Now that's an ending Paimon can get behind. After hearing everything Paten said, I wanted to tell him that it didn't matter who he looked like on the outside. I tried to treat him, but the roots of his problem had nothing to do with his face. I understand. Thanks, you two.
Oh, it's nothing.
Oh, there's one more reason I invited you. In order to restore the appearances of the face-swapping victims, the Marechaussee Phantom gave me special permission to make...
we don't...
Well, even if you chose to destroy it, I still thought I should...
Well, fair enough, but anyway,
Paimon's definitely...
Still, if this is the very last bottle in all of Teyvat, getting rid of it, Melusine physiology wasn't affected by the Great Flood, right? So that means the potion should have a permanent effect on you. After all, from a Melusine point of view,
Paimon, after everything, do you really think it matters whether a
what was Paimon thinking?
You made up your mind a long time ago. Leave it to me.
Belum selesai.
I'd like to stay here with my...
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice?
Stabilize!
Let my name echo in song! You should...
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me. Settle down! Solidify!
Strike a pose!
One with nature. Let the mighty be humble. Bow your head.
Dance, my pretties! Embrace your
Order
searing
guide.
reckoning!
On, let the world fly! Strike a pose!
Into the wind!
Settle down!
I never asked for redemption. Never.